Hey all, Rick Rex here, back with another one for you, and this time we're visiting on the new No Freeze Breath Ice AOE ranged loadout. Now this one hits like a truck, and boy oh boy, I gotta call this one OP. Now we're gonna look at mods, allies, artifacts, the build, the loadout, and of course we're gonna check out what kind of damage this thing can do. But first, if you like what you see and you want more, hit that like and subscribe button to help keep the channel growing and also to not miss one single update as they drop. And by the way y'all, you can find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at RickRexGaming. Okay, so taking a look at the new Ice DPS ranged loadout, I really had one mission through this whole thing, and that was finding a way to get around freezing breath. I kinda hate it, it's really unnecessary, and honestly, the animation takes so long and doesn't really hit that often that I believe it was hurting Ice loadouts. So the great news is that I did find a way around it, and man does it do some impressive damage. So let's go on ahead and start as always with the white mods. In our weapon, we're going Replenishing Adapter to help us out quickly with power if we run out. And in our head, we're going Supercharged Ice Elemental, and more on that in just a bit. In our neck, we're using Escalating Might. In our back, we're going with Berserker Damage, as there really isn't a cooldown reduction available that's going to help our cause. In our chest, we're going Penetrating Strikes as always to lower that NPC defense. And in our feet, we're going Tumbling Master to keep us out of trouble, and max damage for hands once again, as always. For artifacts, we're going to use the Trans-Strat Quiz combo. We're using Trans for its extra crits that it provides, and the Strat to take advantage of all of those extra crits and the innate damage that comes from it, and then Quiz for his extra damage on his normal hits plus his boost to supers. Now for allies, we're using Cyborg for his massive AOE damage, Batman Who Laughs for his Luck of the Draw ability, and Emperor Aquaman for his Hear My Call buff on Robot Sidekick. Now for our build. In weapons, we of course aren't going to be spending any points as we won't be using it, and in movement mode, remember your super ability, and one from the second row of your choice, and then your innates. Acrobatics, that's to the lower right, and everyone else to the left. Now for iconics, we're only going to take Robot Sidekick. There's no need for anything else here. And for skill points, we're going Superpowered Focus, max out your crit attack chance and damage, and then we're going to dump everything else into Might and Power. Anything remaining of those points is going straight into health, because remember y'all, a dead DPS does no DPS. So with this build, and a CR of 391, it puts our Might at 176,500 so you can compare. And now on to the star of the show, and that's the loadout. So here we go. We're using Wintry Tempest for the PI and the DOT that it gives us to help out that strat card, Frost Blast for the massive damage that comes from it, Ice Boulder Strike for that big burst damage, Avalanche for its ranged multi-hits, and rounding it out with Robot Sidekick and Ice Elemental. Now to take it a step further, make sure your loadout in Ice Elemental changes to the same, that being Wintry Tempest, Frost Blast, Ice Boulder Strike, and Avalanche with Robot Sidekick. To finalize that, make sure you change your Supercharge over to Blizzard. Now putting Blizzard in during Ice Elemental gives it the bonus buff and makes it hit like crazy y'all. So make sure that you don't goof up like me at this point and put the same Robot Sidekick in as you did in your normal loadout so that way he stays up. And all I can say is oops, I didn't even really realize it until it was too late. So laugh at me when we get there. Now our rotation is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And resist what I keep doing here, and that's throwing Wintry Tempest when it comes off cooldown. To max the loadout out, just keep it in rotation. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. Alright, so since we got all of that out of the way, let's go ahead and take this puppy out for a test drive and see what it can do. So phenomenal results coming from the non-freeze breath ice ranged AOE loadout. Now let's review how this one hits. So as you can see, in the first place, that strat card and those dots really make a huge difference in the loadout. So to shortcut this, you can start your rotation when the fight begins with Frost Blast, and that'll take care of the lag and damage there. After that, it just soars. The high on this one is an unbelievable 309,616 damage per second. Yep, that is a huge one. And the low is 164,575. And that really happened as I was trying to get that extra Wintry Tempest in there, so it just proves, just run the rotation and don't try to pop in extra, as it really hurts in the end. Now on the average, this one is living in that 220 to 240,000 range with some pretty amazing spikes in there, but not a ton of dips. So overall, this one is a killer, y'all. But now it's time for my favorite part. Let's drop everything. Okay, man, I love that. So our big hit there was 2,308,576 damage per second, and that's right. For those sitting in the back, that's over 23 million in damage in 10 seconds. You want to melt some ads? This is the way. Now we followed it up with one at over 280,000 and a couple in that mid to upper 250,000 range. Now I told y'all this one was a killer. Well, this one wraps up Ice's ranged loadout, and I'll be back soon finishing up the melee side of the power and then on to the next. Thanks y'all for joining, and once again, if you like what you see and you want more, hit that like and subscribe button to help keep the channel growing and also to not miss one single update as they drop. I'll see y'all next time.